Do you want an alternative game to play that isn't Pax Dei? Are you like me in Pax Dei? You've put in over 200 hours. You're sick and tired of playing solo. There's nothing much to do until they update the game. You've got a base just full of goods. You've got steel weapons, armor. Your battle skills are maxed out. Your trade skills are reasonably high enough for a solo player that there's no reason to push it any further. Are you bored to tears? Do you want something that you and your friends can play without having to spend hundreds of dollars? Well, let me talk about a different type of game. And I just want to say right up front, this is not a sponsored video. I am not getting paid to tell you about this. I'm just telling it to you because if I were you and I didn't know about this game I'm about to tell you about, then I would definitely want to know about it because it's very similar to Pax Dei, mostly. And that game is Albion Online. Now, this game is free to play. You don't have to pay any money. You can play it on Steam. You can play it on the native client, which is what I recommend. The reason I'm recommending this game, this game company hates me, just like Pax Dei does. They ignore me. I'm literally perma-muted in the game. They hate my guts. They ban me if I kill their employees during war fights. It's ridiculous. So I am not doing this because of any kind of alternative outside of the game reasons. I am simply telling you about this game because it is the most similar game to Pax Dei out there that is accessible to anybody. This game runs on a toaster. You can play this on a phone, and it's free, and it is and it isn't as grinding. Now, everyone's like, oh, Pax Dei, one of the devs came from EVE Online. This is literally, Albion Online is literally medieval EVE Online. It is medieval fantasy magic EVE Online. So, let me talk about the similarities of how the games are similar. So, in Pax Dei, your abilities are from your equipment, and in Albion Online, that is the same way. Want to be a dark, evil curse wizard? Well, then you can put on, here, let me put on this thing. This is called a Shadow Collar. Let me just put on some armor, too. And so, with this Shadow Collar, I have different abilities that I can cast, like Cursed Tar, and Vile Curse, and Cursed Beam, and Inner Shadow, and stuff like that. And not only do you get spells from the weapons, just like in Pax Dei, you get spells from your equipment. So this chest piece gives me the Electric Field ability, which is just a lightning storm that, sparks around me. And, with this Shadow Collar, I can cast Dark Puddles that will melt enemies and, saw blades that spin around me and stuff like that. So, it's very similar, except there is a lot of, I just want to show you how many different weapons there are. So the Shadow Collar is part of what's called the Warlock weapons tree, and I'm not going to educate you too much on the game. I just want to give you a quick little preview. But out of the different Warlock weapons, you have the Cursed Staff, the Great Cursed Staff, the Demonic Staff, the Life Cursed Staff, the Cursed Skull, Damnation Staff, and Shadow Collar, right? And this is one weapon out of, I don't even know how many, man. It's like, okay, that's what, 7 weapons per category. So we have Frost Mage, we have Arcanist, we have Priest, Pyromancer. Then you have different armor styles. You have Cloth, you have Leather, and Plate. Just like in Pax Dei, you have it for your chest piece, your helmet, and your boots. You have offhands like Torches, and Mist Collars, and Leering Canes, and Crypt Candles, and shields. I'll show you more. There's a shapeshifter weapon line. You can turn into a cat, a tree, a bear, a werewolf, a spooky demon bat, a giant, golem, and a phoenix bright magical holy bird thing. Okay, you got quarterstaves, you got spears, daggers, bows. You got again, that's the leathers. Here's the shields. You got different types of shields. All right, crossbows. They're actually in this game. In Pax Dei, they don't have crossbows yet. War gloves, these are punchy weapons, right? Hammers, maces, axes, swords, plate armor, and you can do all sorts of different crafting, just like in Pax Dei. You can be an alchemist and make potions. You can be a chef and cook different types of foods. You can be an herbalist and grow different types of herbs. You can grow crops. You can actually grow crops in this game, like corn and pumpkins and potatoes and stuff. And, you can also breed animals and ride them. Yes, this game has mounts. I'm going to show you a few. It has gathering. You can gather fiber. You can mine metal. You can skin animals. You can chop trees. You can mine stone, which is separate from mining metal. All right? And you can refine, cloth, metal, leather, planks, what is this? Bricks. You know, you can also craft tracking toolkits. There's a whole lot, like, the crafting in this game is massive, and this thing is probably confusing the hell out of you. It's probably looking a little something out of Path of Exile. Nah, it's real simple. I'm not going to fully go over and explain everything, but essentially, you have different item slots. So we have the chest piece, the weapon slot. Sometimes there's two-handed weapons like this weapon here. And then sometimes you have a one-handed weapon where you can use an offhand that does different stats. Like this crypt candle gives me more damage, but it lowers my defense. Whereas a shield would raise my defense, you know, and stuff like that. Or give me more attack speed or cooldown reduction, whatever it is. There's so many different, like, gear combinations. There's so many. Do you want to be a magical wizard leather archer teleporter, bro? You can have boots that give you a teleport. You can have boots that turn you invisible. You can have a chest piece that turns you invisible and boots that make you run really fast. You can have a helmet that shoots a laser beam, a helmet that curses the enemy, a helmet that, like, gives you more damage, a helmet that reveals invisible people around you, a helmet that reflects damage, or a helmet that resets the cooldown on your chest piece. There's a whole bunch of different combinations, okay? And not only that, you have different mounts. Like, I can ride, you know, a wolf. You know how we have wolves in Pax Dei? Well, you can ride the snow husky here, you know, and there's regular wolves too. This is just a special one. You can even ride a woolly mammoth, which is a kind of a transport mount. You know how, I don't know about you guys, but one of my biggest complaints in Pax Dei was hauling items around the world. Okay, but with a mammoth, with these big chests on the side, you can carry so much stuff between cities. And oh, the world, let's talk about the world. Let's actually go on into the world a bit. Now, Albion Online's a little different when it comes to, like, the world. Let's ride a saber-toothed tiger mount. And I'm going to put my weapons away because I don't really need them. I'm just going to put them in the safe here. Or in the chest, rather. This is a personal island of mine. So this is where you would build your houses, just like in Pax Dei, except it is instanced. It's away from the prying eyes. You can invite people to it. This is a guild hall, really big building with lots of furniture, beds, and these are called laborers. They essentially do work for you. If you don't want, like, these guys, these are mercenary laborers. So if I go kill a bunch of mobs, I can turn in what's called a journal. These guys will give me extra money for doing so. It's like a pseudo quest thing. It's interesting. I'm not going to go too much into it, but let's go check out one of the major cities. This is called Bridgewatch. And you can see right now there's 153 people in just this part of town. And this is just one of many parts of town. Let's go to the bank area. We can go down here. It's going to, you know, load into a separate zone. And we can see that there are 89 people down here in the bank. And we can go to the market square area. And yes, this game has a market. It is, you know, something Pax Dei lacks. And this has 150 people also in the market, not counting the people on the surface. And at the market, you can click the marketplace person. You can search for whatever you want. So let's type cursed stat. I type crusted. Yes, crusted staff, cursed staff, right? You have different tiers. You start out at tier 1 when you start the game. You go to tier 2 in the tutorial. By the time you're out, you'll figure out tier 3. You'll jump very quickly to tier 4 in, like, your first 30 minutes to an hour of playing if you know what you're doing. And at the end of the day, you go up to tier 8. And that's the good stuff. And then you can enchant it all the way to enchantment level 4, which is the strongest stuff in the game. And I will tell you right now, since you made it this far into the video, that this game it's got some pay to win. It literally has a pay to win system. So it does have a cash shop, I know. So you can go here and I can spend $100 US on 19,000 gold. And then if I take that 19,000 gold, I can then sell that for 135 million silver. Which I'm a billionaire in this game because I play it so much. And you can see here that this curse staff is worth 50 million silver, so I can literally just buy the best possible curse staff in the game, the highest enchantment and tier level if I want to. However, I wouldn't be able to wear it without playing for a little bit, and it is a full loot PvP game, just like Pax Dei. So that's the basics of the market. Everything on the market is player driven. Like you can see on the market right now, I have these bolt casters that I have listed, and right now people have undercut me, so I'm going to pay a little bit of fee here and undercut them. There we go. Just gonna handle that real quick. And yes, this may look like expensive stuff. It's not really. It's not really to me an established player. Money is just like a currency. It's like something that you just keep around. 569 992 because I'm the lowest bidder. Oh wait, no, I'm just redoing my own bid auction. Anyway, you get the idea. That's the market, and then different zones are kind of spread out. So let's talk about the zones. Let's talk about the world map here. So I'm here in Bridgewatch. Now, this is one part of the world map. You go up here, there's a whole nother land. And then there's something called the Mists, which there is no map for. It's like a random, ever-changing dungeon. You ever see that movie, The Cube? It's like The Cube. Every so often, it rearranges itself and interlocks and connects to other regions. And it's just a way to keep you guessing and on your toes. It's a little interesting. There's also... Well, no, that's the Roads of Avalon. The Mists are a random instanced kind of solo-only or duo-only dungeon area kind of thing. I'll show you. So, we go down here, and I'm in the Bridgewatch region. This is a royal city. You have different zones. So, starting out in Tutorial Island, which is like over here, these are Tier 1 zones, right? They're also blue. Blue means safe. You can't be beat up. No one can hurt you. Then you have Tier 2 zones, which is like a little starter noob town, just to kind of get your footing so you're not overwhelmed. And then you go to Tier 3 zones, again, blue zones. Tier 3 zones have Tier 3 enemies, Tier 3 resources. This zone has wood, stone, and metal, okay? And, then you have Tier 4 zones. This one also has wood, stone, and metal. Again, blue zones. Then at Tier 5, you go to the yellow zones. And yellow zones mean that people can beat you up, but they can't take your stuff. So you can beat people up here if you want, only if you flag up. So flagging up, what you do is, like this guy's, well, he's unflagging for his faction, but flagging up is I would stand here and I would click this icon, and then I have like 15 seconds until I get a little PvP icon, which means everyone can attack me. Every single person can attack me if I flag up in a yellow zone. And I can attack everyone else if I want to. Now, there is a few rules. There is, like, factions, for instance. You can change factions anytime. It's not like World of Warcraft or anything. You could fight for Bridgewatch, or over here you can fight for Martlock. You can fight for Caerleon. Now, I'll talk more about that in a bit. But then, in the Tier 6 zones is the red zone. So, the red zone, people aren't hostile unless they flag up. If they flag up, they can kill you and take your stuff, but everyone can kill them and take their stuff. And so, if you're by yourself in a red zone, you gotta be on your toes. The game will tell you how many hostile players there are in a red zone. Down here in the bottom right corner, this is the player population. We have 113 people in Bridgewatch at the moment. And people are saying hi in the chat because I'm, like, super famous in this game. I am literally I have, like, almost 800 videos on this game for guides. And that's why I'm recommending it, so that you guys that quit Pax Dei, you can try this out. It's fun as hell. It's got that full loot PvP itch I know you want. It's a very polished game, though the devs are a little anti-freedom of speechy, and they're a little no like you the swole Benji, which sucks, but whatever. It's their loss. Anyway, point is that then from the red zones, you have to take a portal in the towns to go to the black zone. The black zone, everyone's hostile all of the time, and you can't see how many hostile people there are on the map. So if I go to a yellow zone, I'll show you right now. I'll just walk outside of town. All right, and every instance or every area has a little loading screen. And so this is Lazy Grass playing. Here's a hostile player. He's been knocked down. He's going to be kneeling for about 3 minutes before he heals, and he can try again. But here is this is Lazy Grass Plain. So I can run all around here up to Tier 5 resources. We got hide, fiber, and metal, because it's a desert zone. All the biomes have different resources. And then if I run up here, this will take me to Slow Tree Plain, as you can see on the map. So right now, let's go to Reset Camera. I am right here in Lazy Grass Plain. If I take this road, I will end up in Slow Tree Plain. And, boy, those are new. Those little numbers. Oh, okay. It just took a while to load in. That's not new. I haven't launched the game in a while. Been busy playing other stuff. And you can travel around. That's how the traveling works. You can also use what's called Journey Back to teleport back to your main city. And that is fine. And there's different things on the map. These are like little faction outposts, so there's a way to play with other people without having to be in a clan or meet them in Discord or some Reddit server or whatever. And there's dungeons, there's solo dungeons, group dungeons, static dungeons that are always there, kind of like in Pax Dei. All the dungeons in Pax Dei are static. They're not random. But here, like, dungeons will randomly spawn. You also have a PvP dungeon where it's like a 1v1 mode where you get to fight each other. And yeah, that's basically the world. I'd say it's way bigger than Pax Dei. Like, you think Pax Dei is big? If I started at the very bottom corner without a mount, okay, like here, and I wanted to walk across all the way up here, it would probably take me maybe 2 hours on foot. Now, with a mount, of course, it'd maybe take me 30 to 40 minutes, because mounts let you travel fast, especially mounts with cool abilities that make you run faster, right? And you can see everyone's got different types of mounts. Like, this guy has a stag. And I'm wearing, I'm riding a tiger. This guy's riding a swift claw, not as good as what I've got on. This guy's riding a boar, which gives him more carry weight. This guy's got a bear, which is very tanky and has armor. This guy's got an owl, which is super fast and has a little, like, shield ability. This guy's got an invisible boar that can turn invisible and give you carry weight. So yeah, everyone's just riding around on different mounts depending on what they want to do. And one thing that's a little interesting in this game is the gathering. The gathering is, there's way more nodes to gather than there is in Pax Dei, and you can equip gathering gear sets. So if I want to go skinning and I want extra skins, I can put on a skinner's hat and a skinner's armor, and I'm going to get extra bonus yield to skinning, as well as like a skinning boots. So it does make me vulnerable. If I go out to the full loot zones with skinning or like with gathering equipment, it means I'm not really fit for battle. I can't really fight. But the gear is tailored around having you possibly run away. And that's a lot of what Albion Online is about, is running from fights you can't win. Or getting lucky and killing somebody and getting a big fat stack of loot. Now, sometimes that happens, and there's kill logs, death logs, and if you look here, I actually got super lucky. Now, this is a guy in full 8.3 gear, and I managed to kill him in my 6.1 gear, and yeah... that's 5.2. This is 6.1. So you can see that my item power difference, that's how strong you are, is based on your gear. It's kind of like gear score, sort of. And you can see that he had a 400 IP advantage over me. But this player was brand new. He's never killed anyone ever. And what happened is this player, I'm gonna tell you right now. This player, he card swiped. He card swiped his gear. And he bought it just to make his farming faster. And he was running around gathering. And I saw him, and I jumped him, and he didn't know what to do. And so I beat his butt, killed him, and took his stuff. Sadly, most of his stuff broke in the fight. Which, when you kill a player, there's a 15% chance for their gear to break, so you don't get it. And every gear, all the gear in the game is crafted by people. Like, whoever made this staff, Olala0115, who crafted my Bear Paws Pinzagrad, right? Who crafted my helmet. Irredeemable Kate. So there you go. Your stuff is like your name is on the things that you craft, right? Who made this helmet? Pocahontas Poe. Who made this staff? My Mad Punisher. So if you want to be a crafter and have your name out there, that's pretty cool stuff. And even further beyond is with 0.4 enchanted gear, you can then awaken it and add modifiers. So I added cooldown rate and ability damage to these bear paws, making them even stronger, and it's attuned to me. And there's a whole different system. I'm not going to explain every little system. I just want to show you that if you enjoy Pax Dei for what it is, and I just tried to push G to swap this into my chest. Oh, muscle memory, I have to unlearn you from Pax Dei. There's just way more systems in this game. It's like I said, it's completely free to play. It does have a premium system where if you pay for premium, you get 50% bonus experience points and focus, which is like tied to crafting. There's a whole lot to it, right? And it has an economic system where you can invest in gold, and the gold will go up and down. You can see in 4 weeks, gold was down here worth 6,690 a month ago, and now it's up worth 7,123. And it kind of goes up and down, and sometimes it shoots way up, and sometimes it just tanks. But it usually climbs, so it's usually a good idea to hold on to some gold. And you can turn the gold into silver and buy whatever you want in the game. You can manually farm. This is the coolest. My favorite thing about Albion Online is that I can go chop trees down and just continue to chop trees and then sell the wood and then buy whatever I want. I don't have to go kill a dragon for a rare drop. I don't have to suckle on guild toes and beg for some blacksmith in a guild to craft me a steel spear or anything like in Pax Dei. I can just chop trees and then I can just buy whatever I want. And that's the coolest thing ever. That's my favorite thing about this game. And it's got, like, you can raise animals, you can farm. Again, full loot PvP. It's got an arena you can do. It's got random dungeons you can queue up with people and stuff. Party finder. A whole lot of stuff. It's way too many to cover here. But if you're looking for something different than Pax Dei to play that's free, it runs on a freaking phone or runs on a toaster. You can run this on your fridge. Like if you have a smart fridge, which, man... You got it made if you have a smart fridge. I'm just telling you right now, like, give this game a try and, check out the videos on my channel. I've got referral links that'll help you get a little bit of XP boost if you use them. If not, who cares? And, tons of guides covering the game. I'm also a very volatile and hated creator to Reddit and some of the other creators. They don't like me. And so, I mean, if you come from Pax Dei, you probably know why. It's because I tell it how it is. I tell it straight, and I don't hold back. I don't sugarcoat it or use kid gloves. And that just upsets people, and I think that's just hilarious. But there you go, Pax Dei players. Once you're bored of Pax Dei, get that damn refund. Come over here to Albion and play, and I'll see you there. Take care, lads. Click the video on the right side of your screen. If you don't, you're accidentally gonna, when you're talking, you're gonna like spit up like a piece of spit flying in the air, and it's gonna be really gross.